Oh, I work midnight shift making donuts. Midnight shift. You know what I used to do? Oh man, it was awful. So at Party City during Halloween, we had so many costumes that we'd have the costumes that we pull, the boxes that we pull from to give the costumes to customers. And then we had boxes stacked above every single aisle. Probably like 2 aisles worth, like 2 stacks high, all the way down on both sides of each aisle. And those are like the refill back boxes. So Halloween would get so popping that you would have to be constantly refilling. So I would have a list, and I would have the graveyard. We had the graveyard shift with me and this other guy, and we would just fucking be walkie-talkie. Someone would sit in the back, someone would be on the floor. What would not even give us a list. We'd have to figure out. We need blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Or how much of this do we need? What sizes do we need? Yada yada yada. You know what I mean? Now that I look
Is
back at it,
Disrespect banned on Twitch? Why?
yeah, temporarily, cause of some shenanigans. You know what I mean, dude? You can probably look it up, brother. You could just look it up, brother. Red Lot, Oxtail, Psycho, Keho, Swap. Thank you guys. We used to have this boot, and this guy is so funny too, cause you wouldn't think so, right? Cause this guy, he's got tattoos all over, real tall black guy. You know what I mean? Real like, just kind of comes off as like, kind of like, gangster like. He's got like a little limp to it. He kind of talks with swagger. You know what I mean? He's always talking about, him and his girl's relationship. And he was a cool dude. We got
The hat will
along.
match your hoodie.
And you wouldn't expect it. But me and him ended up working graveyard together. And we used to fucking have a little boom box, and we'd fucking put the little intercom right up against the boom box, and we'd jam out to like Pokemon, you know what I mean? While we were just fucking tossing all these fucking outfits. It was a good time. I wish I still knew him. I gotta grab. I have some water sitting out there. Let me grab it real quick. Then we had this one guy at work, dude. Okay. I had my one experience of you don't want to work with that guy one time in my life at Party City. And this dude, he was the biggest, he snitched on everything. Every little possible thing. He was telling about it. He was complaining about every little tiny thing if he didn't have a piece of it. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, it was bad, dude. It was really bad. It was so awful having that dude on shift. Cause you couldn't you would think twice before doing anything that you would normally do. But that wasn't even necessarily outside of the guidelines, but it was almost just like, dude, I just don't want to fucking deal with this dipshit, you know what I mean? Dude, real bad snitch. It was crazy. It's the first time I'd ever experienced that. Yep. Mad about everything all the time. Just kind of seem mad at the world, Just, I didn't understand that, I was young, living the life. I just got my fucking car. And I was like, dude, I can do whatever the fuck I want. My dad stopped caring because at a certain age, my dad stopped giving a fuck about where I was going, what time I was coming back, none of that shit. As long as I was paying rent, paying my bills, and going to my job, and I was all Gucci. So, bruh, I was cloud nine. That was my first set of bills ever, right? It was $520 total, and then $100 to my dad for a month, so $600 a month. And I mean, realistically, that wasn't shit compared to like just getting a couple paychecks and then all the rest of that was just fucking in my pocket. Like, hell yeah. So I was chilling. Well, you know. And then taxes. Shit, bros. I used to look forward to taxes, you know? Spend some time in H&R Block. They tell you you're going to get $1,400 back, and you're just like, fuck yeah, you know? Now it's like taxes are the fucking worst thing on the planet. Now instead of taxes being the good guys and being like, yeah, man, we actually, yeah, here's $1,400. Now they're just like, hey, you owe us a fuckload of money. But yeah, all right. Let's get. I don't know how we started on this fucking rabbit hole of a story, but